All right, so you're out there capturing leads like crazy. But now it's time to turn up the heat and transform them into those loyal customers. You know, the ones that stick around. That's what this deep dive is all about. Lead nurturing. We're going to be digging into lead nurturing strategies in digital marketing, a beginner's guide. Really understand why it matters. What are the top strategies to actually make it work? What benefits can we expect to see? And of course, those pitfalls to avoid.
Yeah, it's like having this secret weapon in your digital marketing arsenal. But it's all about finesse, not force.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
So let's break it down. What exactly is lead nurturing? It's more than just sending out a few emails, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's about building a relationship. You're providing value to the customer. You're addressing their concerns and guiding them toward a decision at their own pace. No pressure, just helpful nudges along the way.
Okay, that makes sense. But why should our listeners prioritize this? I mean,
Yeah.
time is precious.
It's all about maximizing your ROI. Lead nurturing is going to build trust. And trust is the foundation of any successful customer relationship. Think about it. Are you more likely to buy from a company you trust?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. That's a great point. But isn't trust a little bit intangible? How do we measure that and see a real impact on those conversions?
It starts with understanding your audience, really getting into their heads. What are their pain points? What are their goals? What keeps them up at night? Once you have those insights, then you can tailor your approach to address those specific needs.
So we're talking about more than just demographics here. It's about really understanding their motivations, their desires. How do we gather that kind of intel?
There are a ton of tools you can use. Analytics platforms like Google Analytics can give you insights into website behavior. You can use surveys and polls to gather direct feedback. Heat maps. Heat maps are amazing. They visually represent how users interact with your website, show you where they click, where they scroll, even where their attention lingers.
It's combining data with a bit of psychology. We're becoming lead detectives. So once we have this intel, what's next? Our guide mentions 10 strategies for effective lead nurturing. Can we walk through those?
Absolutely. So the first one is all about segmenting your audience. Not all leads are created equal. Some might be ready to buy right now, while others are just starting their research. Segmenting allows you to tailor your messaging to their specific stage in the buyer's journey.
Ah, yes, the buyer's journey. Can you remind us what that is and why it's so important in this context?
Yeah, so it's the process people go through from the moment they first become aware of a problem to the moment they make a purchase. There are different stages: awareness, consideration, and decision. By understanding where your leads are in this journey, you can provide the right information at the right time, nudging them along without being pushy.
Okay, so someone who's just browsing your website gets a different message than someone who just downloaded your latest ebook.
Exactly. It's about delivering relevant and timely information, guiding them toward a purchase without feeling overwhelmed. Speaking of valuable information, that brings us to our next strategy: creating killer content.
Content is king. But what makes content truly valuable in the context of lead nurturing?
So you want to think about what your audience needs at each stage of their journey. Educational blog posts and videos can be great for those in the awareness stage. For those in the consideration stage, offer comparisons, case studies, testimonials. And then for those ready to decide, focus on product demos, free trials.
So it's not just about throwing out a bunch of blog posts and hoping for the best. It's about strategically crafting content that addresses those needs and pain points.
Precisely. And remember, it's not just about information overload. You want to provide valuable insights without overwhelming your leads. Quality over quantity, always keep their needs top of mind.
Okay, so we've talked about segmentation and content. But let's be real, this sounds like a lot of work. Is there a way to streamline this process?
Absolutely. Automation is your secret weapon. Tools like HubSpot or MailChimp allow you to create automated workflows based on lead behavior. For example, when someone downloads a guide, they can be automatically added to a specific email sequence, tailored to their interests.
Hold on, let's break down this automation magic a bit further. What are some specific features in these tools that make them so effective for lead nurturing?
Well, both HubSpot and MailChimp offer email marketing automation, but they differ in their strengths. HubSpot is known for its robust CRM capabilities, making it ideal for businesses with complex sales processes. You can segment leads based on a variety of criteria, personalize email content, and even score leads based on their engagement. MailChimp, on the other hand, is known for its user-friendliness and affordability. Great option for businesses just starting out with lead nurturing. While it doesn't have the same depth of CRM features as HubSpot, it still offers powerful automation capabilities, including segmented email campaigns and automated workflows.
So depending on the complexity of your needs and budget, You can choose the tool that best fits your lead nurturing strategy. That's super helpful. But beyond automation, what are some other strategies we can use? I see personalized emails are next on the list. We all get tons of emails. What makes an email stand out in this crowded inbox?
Personalization is key. And I'm not just talking about adding their name to the subject line, referencing their past behavior, offering tailored recommendations, making them feel like you truly understand their needs and preferences.
So it's about crafting a conversation, not just blasting out a generic message. What are some specific examples of how we can personalize emails to make them more engaging?
So let's say someone downloaded a guide on social media marketing. In your follow-up email, you could reference that download and offer additional resources like a case study on how a similar business used social media to increase their leads. Or if someone abandoned their cart on your website, you could send them a personalized email reminding them about the items they left behind. Maybe even offer a discount to encourage them to complete their purchase.
Those are great examples. Using data to create a truly personalized experience. But beyond email, how does social media fit into this lead nurturing puzzle? It's a whole other world out there.
Social media is a fantastic way to stay top of mind and build relationships with your audience. It's not just about posting pretty pictures, engaging with your followers, responding to comments, even running targeted ads to re-engage inactive leads.
So we're talking about building community and fostering those connections,
Mm.
not just blasting out promotional content.
Right, think about it this way. You wouldn't walk into a party and immediately start selling your product to everyone, would you? You'd start by mingling, getting to know people, building rapport. Social media is similar, creating a space where people feel comfortable interacting with your brand and learning more about what you offer.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. Creating a seamless experience across all channels, whether it's email, social media, or even your website. Everything works together to nurture those leads and guide them toward becoming loyal customers.
Exactly. And as we explore the remaining strategies, keep that holistic approach in mind. Lead nurturing is not about isolated tactics. It's about creating a cohesive strategy that delivers value at every touch point.
I'm excited to dive into the rest of these strategies, but let's pause here and give our listener a chance to process all this awesome information. We've covered a lot of ground already, from understanding the importance of lead nurturing to exploring those initial strategies. What are your initial thoughts so far? What's resonating with you the most? We'll be back in part 2 to continue our deep dive into lead nurturing, exploring those remaining strategies and diving into the incredible benefits that await. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. We're diving deeper into this world of lead nurturing, exploring those remaining strategies that can really transform your leads into those loyal customers.
Yeah, we left off talking about creating a seamless experience across all channels, but now let's inject a little excitement into the mix with incentives.
Ah, yes,
Like,
incentives. Everyone loves a little something extra, right? But are we just talking about the usual suspects like discounts and free trials? Those are classics for a reason. But, we can get creative. Think exclusive content, early access to new products, or even personalized consultations. The key is to offer something valuable that aligns with your audience's needs, really motivates them to take that next step.
I like that. So like adding that extra layer of personalization and showing your leads that you understand their unique wants. But how do we strike that balance, between being persuasive and coming across as too pushy?
That's where strategic follow-up comes in. Timing is everything. You don't want to bombard someone with emails the second they show interest, but you also don't want to let them slip through the cracks.
So it's about finding that sweet spot, being persistent without being annoying. Any tips on how to master this delicate dance?
I think about your own experiences as a consumer. What kind of follow-up feels helpful and engaging? What makes you want to hit that unsubscribe button? Put yourself in your lead shoes and craft a follow-up strategy that feels natural and valuable. And remember, automation can be your best friend here.
Oh, right. We talked about automation earlier. Can you give us an example of how we can use automation for strategic follow-up?
Absolutely. Let's say someone signs up for a webinar on your website. You can set up an automated email sequence that sends them a reminder email a few days before the webinar, a follow-up email with a recording after the webinar, and then maybe a few days later an email with additional resources related to the webinar topic. Keeps you top of mind without requiring you to manually send each email.
Oh, that's such a time saver. It really frees you up to focus on those bigger picture strategies. But with all this automation and personalization, how do we know what's actually working? I'm guessing that's where measurement and optimization come in.
You got it. Data is your superpower here. You need to track your results, see what's resonating with your audience, and make adjustments along the way. This is where A/B testing can come in handy.
Can you remind us what A/B testing is and how it relates to lead nurturing?
It's like running a little experiment. You create two versions of something. Say an email subject line. Send them to different segments of your audience. Then you track which version performs better. It's a fantastic way to optimize your content, your offers, even your timing, to see what truly resonates with your leads.
So we're constantly tweaking and refining based on data. It sounds like a very dynamic process.
Exactly. And it should be. Your audience is constantly evolving, and so should your lead nurturing strategy. And that brings us to our final strategy, perhaps the most important one, building long-term relationships.
Lead nurturing isn't just about closing that initial sale. It's about cultivating loyalty that lasts. What are some ways we can continue nurturing those relationships, even after someone becomes a customer?
Think about how you can continue to provide value beyond the transaction. Educational emails, exclusive content loyalty programs, even personalized birthday messages. These are all ways to show your customers that you value their business. You want to build a lasting relationship with them.
So it's about turning customers into brand advocates, those raving fans who tell their friends and family about your awesome products or services.
Exactly. And those relationships, those are invaluable. They lead to repeat business, positive word-of-mouth marketing, and ultimately a stronger, more sustainable business.
Word of mouth is like marketing gold. You can't buy that kind of authenticity. But beyond customer relationships, how does lead nurturing impact our marketing efforts as a whole? I'm thinking specifically about ROI, that magical acronym that every marketer chases.
Lead nurturing is all about efficiency. By focusing your efforts on those leads who are most likely to convert, you're maximizing your marketing spend and getting the most bang for your buck. Think about it. It's much more cost-effective to nurture the leads you already have than to constantly chase after new ones. Studies have shown that companies that excel at lead nurturing generate 50% more sales-ready leads at 33% lower cost.
So we're saving money, increasing conversions, and building stronger relationships, all thanks to lead nurturing. It sounds almost too good to be true.
It's not magic, it's strategy. But it does require a shift in mindset. It's about playing the long game, focusing on those genuine connections, building a business that thrives on lasting relationships.
It's not about those quick wins or those fleeting transactions. It's about building something sustainable and meaningful.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought. Lead nurturing is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It's about constantly learning, experimenting, and adapting to your audience's ever-evolving needs.
It's about staying curious, embracing the power of data, always striving to create those exceptional customer experiences that leave a lasting impression.
So as you go forth on your lead nurturing adventures, remember that it's all about building those authentic connections, fostering trust, creating a community of loyal customers who are excited to be a part of your brand story.
Thanks for joining us on this lead nurturing journey. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to take your lead nurturing efforts to the next level. Until next time on the Deep Dive, happy nurturing. All right, we are back for the final part of our lead nurturing deep dive. We've uncovered the strategies, but now it's time for the payoff. The amazing benefits that come from really treating those leads like VIPs.
Yeah, these benefits, these aren't just theoretical, they're tangible results that you'll see in your bottom line. And let's face it, in the world of digital marketing, results are what matter.
Absolutely. So let's start with the big one, increased conversion rates. We're all chasing those conversions. But how does lead nurturing actually move the needle?
Okay, so imagine this. You're a customer. You're being bombarded with generic sales messages from Company A. But then there's Company B. They're sending you personalized emails addressing your specific concerns, offering those valuable insights, and making you feel like they actually understand your needs. Who are you more likely to buy from?
Company B, hands down. It's like they're reading my mind, anticipating my needs before I even know I have them.
Exactly. And that's the power of lead nurturing. By building those relationships and providing a tailored experience, you're increasing the likelihood that those leads will convert into paying customers. Studies have shown that nurtured leads make 47% larger purchases than non-nurtured leads.
Wow, that's a significant difference. But it's not just about getting that initial sale right. It's about building relationships that last. How does lead nurturing impact customer retention?
Well, think about it. When you feel valued and appreciated, you're more likely to stick around, right? The same goes for your customers. By continuing to nurture those relationships, even after the sale, you're fostering loyalty and reducing churn. On average, nurtured leads have a 33% higher lifetime value than non-nurtured leads.
So we're not just chasing those one-time transactions. We're building a community of loyal customers who love our brand.
Precisely. And that's where the magic of word-of-mouth marketing comes in. Happy customers become brand advocates, spreading the word and bringing in new leads organically. It's a virtuous cycle.
Word of mouth is like marketing gold. You can't buy that kind of authenticity. But beyond customer relationships, how does lead nurturing impact our marketing efforts as a whole? I'm thinking specifically about ROI, that magical acronym that every marketer chases.
Lead nurturing is all about efficiency. By focusing your efforts on those leads who are most likely to convert, you're maximizing your marketing spend and getting the most bang for your buck. Think about it. It's much more cost-effective to nurture the leads you already have than to constantly chase after new ones. Studies have shown that companies that excel at lead nurturing generate 50% more sales-ready leads at 33% lower costs.
So we're saving money, increasing conversions, and building stronger relationships, all thanks to lead nurturing. It sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, it's not magic, it's strategy. But it does require a shift in mindset. It's about playing the long game, focusing on those genuine connections, and building a business that thrives on lasting relationships.
It's not about those quick wins or those fleeting transactions. It's about building something sustainable and meaningful.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought. Lead nurturing. It's an ongoing journey, not a destination. It's about constantly learning, experimenting, and adapting to your audience's ever-evolving needs.
So it's about staying curious, embracing the power of data, and always striving to create those exceptional customer experiences that leave a lasting impression.
Absolutely. As you go forth on your lead nurturing adventures, remember that it's all about building those authentic connections, fostering trust, and creating a community of loyal customers who are excited to be a part of your brand's story.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into lead nurturing. We hope you walk away with some actionable strategies and a newfound appreciation for the power of building genuine customer relationships. Until next time on the deep dive, happy nurturing.